Have you ever had a moment that made your heart race with the thrill of defiance? That feeling where you, against all odds, hold your head high because you know who you are. My name is Taylor. I am 24 years old, and let me tell you, I had one of those life-altering moments at a festival that opened up a world of possibilities and forced me to confront the very person who should have supported me the most, my grandmother. Eager to embrace the vibrant joy of life, I decided it was time to step outside of societal norms. I made it my mission to attend a local pride festival that celebrated diversity in a way that stripped away any shame and brought forth authenticity. As the day approached, excitement buzzed through my veins. Sure, I had some anxiety about it, especially considering my grandmother, who had subtly, but surely, shown her disapproval of my identity. I could feel the tension between us. Every disapproving glance she cast toward me felt like a lightning bolt, charging the air with unspoken words. There was a strange mixture of love and fear that surrounded our interactions. I knew this festival would be the ultimate test of where my family stood in relation to who I truly was. I arrived at the festival feeling radiant. Wearing a sweater, unzipped to reveal the trans tape securely hugging my chest, I was ready to express my truth. As I took in the colorful decorations and the joyous sound of laughter and music, I felt an undeniable sense of belonging. Yet little did I know, my grandmother had other plans when she whisked off my sister and my grandpa and left me feeling abandoned in a sea of joyous celebration. 2 hours away from home, she turned her back on me as if my happiness meant nothing. But here is the catch. I had strategically planned this day with friends. While she may have thought she had won by leaving me behind, deep down I knew I had the last laugh. I laughed my heart out with friends, took endless selfies with drag queens and kings, voices lifted in celebration of authentic self-expression. Despite the initial sting of abandonment, I made sure my grandmother saw me reveling in my happiness through countless posts and pictures. It was almost poetic in a way, her contempt only fueling my joy. My vibrant smile shone through every selfie I took as I surrounded myself with the love and acceptance from friends who understood me. I danced without a care in the world, completely immersed in the moment. The festival felt electric, an explosion of colors, laughter, and acceptance, pulling me into an embrace so warm that even my grandma's disapproval could not dampen my spirit. During the chaotic celebration, I received a call from my dad. He was furious about what Grandma had done, abandoning me like a dog left out in the rain. He told me he would be talking to her about what happened after the festival ended, and as I listened to his words, I felt a wave of relief wash over me. I would not have to face this dilemma alone. I had my dad in my corner lifting me up like a shield against her judgment. Even though I felt immense satisfaction in my triumph, there lay a simmering anger beneath my skin. How could someone who claimed to love me dismiss my entire identity? My heart was full at the festival, but it was shattered by my grandma's actions. As the day wound down, I headed home in good spirits, yet still seething about the hurt my grandmother's actions had caused me. That night, in the safety of my four walls, I let the resentment bubble to the surface. I couldn't just let this slide. I needed a plan to ensure she understood the weight of her actions. I sought solace in talking with my friends, mapping out a strategy. This was not solely about revenge. It was about reclaiming my narrative and asserting my identity in the face of someone who tried to undermine it. I spent days plotting how to confront Grandma after my dad attempted to discuss the incident. I wanted her to see my happiness beyond her bitterness. I crafted an elaborate plan to share my festival experience publicly while subtly addressing the emotional scars she had left on my soul. I created a blog documenting my journey of self-acceptance and empowerment, complete with vibrant pictures from the festival, capturing moments where I felt joyous and free. I included a heartfelt entry about my grandma's abandonment in the hopes that she would stumble upon it and reflect on her actions. It was risky, putting my thoughts out there like that. Each word was a departure from silence itself, a declaration of independence, showcasing the strong, unapologetic woman I had become. I knew my grandmother would eventually see it, and when she did, I wanted her to feel the weight of her choices hitting her like a tidal wave. As the days turned into weeks, I felt a peculiar sense of anxiety mixed with excitement. What if she saw it and reached out to me? Would she apologize, or would she double down on her behavior? I was prepared for either outcome, although my heart desperately yearned for her to see me and understand. Instead of waiting passively for something to happen, I decided to instigate a family dinner. It was an opportunity for all of us to come together, but deep down, I needed to confront Grandma in person. With my dad backing me, I hoped he would echo my sentiments. The atmosphere was awkward that night, tension crackling like static electricity as we sat down for a meal. My heart raced as I took a deep breath. It was now or never. I mustered every ounce of courage within me. I opened my mouth to speak, but my grandmother interrupted me with her focus on the food. "Taylor, dear, why are you always making things difficult? You know how I feel about all this," she said with that same disdain she always had. That resentment boiled again, igniting my determination. I spoke louder. "Grandma, you abandoned me at the festival. You chose to leave me behind when I openly wanted to share my happiness with you." A hush fell over the table, surprised whispers emanating from my sister and dad. Grandma's face flushed crimson, her eyes widening. "It was just a misunderstanding, sweetheart. I did not mean to hurt you." Her tone faltered. I could see a flicker of anger mixed with guilt. "But you did hurt me," I said, my voice steady. "You need to understand that your words and actions matter. Your family matters, I matter." I could see the fight slowly draining from her. The dinner table echoed with a silence that felt insurmountable. My dad interrupted. "Mom, you cannot just brush her feelings away. She deserves your love and acceptance." A wave of hope coursed through me. My dad stood firmly behind me, uniting our stance. The confrontation spiraled into an unexpected moment of vulnerability. I could see her facade cracking, but she refused to give in. The conversation changed. We discussed acceptance, love, and understanding. In that moment, something inside her shifted. Guarded walls chipped away on both sides as we ventured deeper into our vulnerability, discovering a shared honesty about love and acceptance. I could feel years of resentment lifting. Maybe there was a chance for reconciliation after all. The reality of newfound understanding filled the air. As the evening wrapped up, Grandma drew me into her embrace. "I am sorry, Taylor. I may not understand all of it, but I love you, and I did not mean to hurt you." Those words struck my core and echoed my hopes. It was the first step towards healing. It was an unexpected shift from the drama I anticipated. My heart warmed while I realized change was possible, stubbornly refusing to believe that moments like this only happen in fairy tales. The final twist would arrive a week later when I noticed my blog post had gained attention among the LGBTQ community. People began sharing their stories, connecting over how vulnerability can ignite strength in adversity and rejection. My grandmother, after stumbling across it, called me to apologize again. She had genuinely read through my words and found herself reflecting on everything. "Taylor, sweetheart, I was wrong. I need to understand how to support you better." The unexpected healing unfolded organically like sunrise after a long night. I could not believe it took a bold act of expressing my truth for finding our emotional connections. As we both began navigating our relationship anew, my grandmother agreed to attend the next festival with me, openly expressing her willingness to learn and grow as we embraced this new chapter. Now, as I look back on everything, I realize that confronting Grandma was not merely an act of revenge. It was an avenue toward understanding and harvesting the love we held for one another despite our differences. My heart is now full, not just from my confrontation, but the realization that healing always begins with vulnerability. Sometimes, the ultimate revenge is not to tear down, but to build a bridge that connects, fosters love, and nurtures acceptance. What story do you have that resonates with this journey? Have you ever stood up for who you are and faced a loved one? Drop your thoughts below. I would love to hear your experiences. Have you ever found healing unexpected in difficult situations? Share, and let us grow together. Do you want to dive deeper into stories that unravel love, resilience, and self-acceptance? Subscribe now and join in on this beautiful journey.